not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Brew Crew Review. On today's show, we're going to answer some viewer email, and we're also going to have a Hall of Shame induction, and later on the show, we're going to get to some Brewer Trivia Challenge. On today's show, we got my guest with me. Over to my right, we've got Vince, his second time on the show, Brian, regular, and then over to my left, we've got Nick.
Good to be here.
First time on the show, and Chad, also returning guest. So anyway, we're going to jump right into our emails, and we're going to first of all start by picking our winning email, and they're going to receive 2 free tickets to the September 14th game against the San Francisco Giants. So let's see who that winner is.
Great prize.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please, guys. All right, and the winner of the first email is Mike from South Milwaukee. So we'll go ahead and answer his question, and his question is: Will the Brewers make any call-ups for September with several prospects like Ricky Weeks headed for the Arizona Fall League? Will we see players like Corey Hart, Ben Hendrickson back up with the Brewers? And also, who out of the prospects that are currently at AAA Indianapolis who we see making the most impact on the Brewers next season? Because obviously they need a little help. So great question, Mike.
Does Mike win anything besides the answer?
Well, yeah, he gets 2 free Brewer tickets, and we'll get him a copy of the show, too.
Awesome. That's great.
Solid.
And we'll maybe
Nice package.
find some other goodies. But, all right, it's an all-inclusive package. So anyway, does anyone want to take a first shot at answering that? Obviously, we'll have to answer it in parts. So first of all, who do we see that the Brewers are going to call up here in September?
Well, we already called up Ben Hendrickson to fill in our rotation, and as well as Liriano for some strange reason, both of whom are getting torched at the major league level, so it's nice to see him up here.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing him back in Indianapolis next season.
This is not that different from the current Brewers being torched at the major league level. You might as well have the young guys get torched.
Why not? But, I don't know how good of an idea it is to call up some of these guys at this point anyways right now. We're getting killed every night. The fans are coming just to boo us at this point. I really don't know how good it is for these guys' self-esteem just to come here up and get, getting killed every night. I'd rather just call it a year. Leave it
It's
alone.
getting torched to Indianapolis. I mean, I suppose we might as well call him up here and see him get torched at the big league level, maybe see what we have to look forward to in the next few years from these guys. But, no, actually, Liriano pitched pretty well last year in AA, and he's maybe has had an off-season, and perhaps it's just a change of scenery could do him good. You never know if somebody doesn't like a city, they don't like the competition level. So bring him up to the major league level, and I guess it can't get much worse than his, 5.82 ERA or whatever it was at AAA.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Ben Hendrickson can't get much worse than he's doing at the major league level at this point. I believe at the current time, as we're filming, he's losing once again tonight, which would push him to 0-6 for the season, with an ERA well over 8. It
job,
might be over
Ben.
9 still, so we're very proud of him.
I think
He's-
whether they're losing 9-1 or 2-1, whether it's Ben Sheets pitching or Ben Hendrickson, we still need runs. We need run support. I say why not let some of these young guys like Ricky Weeks and get a couple more shots at the majors just like last year. It can't hurt them at all. I think it'll only help them going to Arizona.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
And I think Ben Hendrickson has already proven himself at AAA. He was the starting pitcher for the AAA All-Star game. He's had a great record at AAA. In fact, we've got his stats right here. And, I mean, what else does he have to
2.0
prove
ERA.
there? I mean, he's so far this year, he was through August 22nd, he was 10-3 with a 2.03 ERA. I think he qualifies for the ERA title of actually all of AAA, I believe. 120 innings pitched, 89 strikeouts. What else does he have to prove there at AAA? So what's the point of not calling him up?
But I think he's showing himself to be a 4A pitcher at this point, just because his stuff is not of major league quality. His curveball he can't put it over for a strike. He's got the straightest fastball in the major leagues. Now that Matt Keenan's out
85
of the
miles
league.
an hour.
He throws a straight fastball. Can't hit 90 miles an hour.
I think that Ned Yost hit the nail on the head a few weeks ago. They asked him why Hendrickson was pitching so well at AAA, just exceptional, and then not pitching well at all on the major league level. And you say, well, in the minor leagues, he doesn't have to face Jim Tomei, Barry Bonds, and Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, but I think so. He needs to get that experience. I still believe he's going to be a decent major league pitcher, not like an ace or a number 2 starting, but maybe like a 4 or 5 guy. But he just needs experience. I
What's
mean,
his fastball top out at though?
86,
85,
87.
86.
so maybe that's problematic. But I think a lot of like Greg Maddux doesn't throw much faster.
Yeah,
than
but
that. Of
when,
course,
in his prime,
it's
he
not-
did
I'm not
throw
trying to-
92.
Not trying
Yeah.
to compare those guys, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that he just needs the experience, and he's got one of the best curveballs in all the minors. So there you go. I mean, if that's indeed the case. Maybe you just need to add a little bit of velocity to the fastball and
Yeah, or some
secondary
movements.
pitches.
Throwing a straight fastball, it's only going 86, 87 miles an hour. It's just dying for home runs.
He started in the AAA All-Star game, so I mean,
He's getting guys out with his pitches. I mean, he wouldn't have made it this
Yeah.
far if he
Oh, no.
just didn't have the stuff. So I kind of agree with that. But I also kind of disagree with you saying forget about this season. I mean, I think that's what September's for teams that are kind of out of contention. The rosters expand, so you might as well bring some guys up and let them get some experience. I mean,
But I mean, bring a guy up to have a couple pinch hits. Like Corey Hart's a guy that we'd like to take a look at. But I think we're going to look at Russ Branding probably being in the major leagues next year for us. I think you almost have to give him the swings right now to see what he can do.
well, that's what I
Let's
mean. I
hope
think
so.
these guys that we call up, like not just get them pinch hit, like let them play. I mean, what do we have to lose at this point where we haven't been doing too well? I guess we should have let off this segment by saying that each time we do a show, the Brewers seem to get worse.
Progressively worse.
But
and worse.
this
Well, you-
last time, it can't get any worse than
You
that.
could point to last year where we brought up Bill Hall. Well, not brought up, but allowed Bill Hall to get a lot more playing time at shortstop for Royce Clayton, who we had been starting for the first few months of the season. Just benched him for the last month, 5 weeks. And it turned out, I think, that Bill Hall was showing himself to be a quality major league player, where at least he could come off the bench for the Brewers. Maybe we could find somebody like that this year.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that you guys think that the Brewers would call up from AAA this September? And another part of Mike's question was, what about for next year? Which guys do you see at AAA now that could contribute with the Brewers at some point next season, if not right from the get-go?
I don't think anybody's going to be starting from the get-go at all. I think right now what we're hoping we can see guys like Keith Ginter come back from injury, see if they actually do have major league talent, see what happens. But I don't think any of the guys at AAA are really going to be making an impact until maybe August or September.
Injuries
I don't
are
know.
a problem.
What are we going to do about right field? Why not let Corey Hart come up and play? I mean, he's pretty much showing all he can in the minors, I think, too. Why not give him the experience? Right? I think at least give him the opportunity in spring training to win the job if he
Well,
can
he'll
do
have
it.
the opportunity, but
Then he's one guy I can see him making an impact next year, and the other guy, I really, even though we've already been talking about him a lot, Ben Hendrickson, I think is going to be just given the spot in our rotation. Right now, we have like 2 guys that are locked in with Sheets and Doug Davis. The rest of the 3 spots in rotation are going to be up for grabs. So I think because they feel he's ready. I mean, what's he going to do another year at AAA? The same thing. So if of course, if he doesn't work out, we can't keep him up. He continues to get shelled. But if he shows improvement, I think he'll stick with us for a large part of next year.
He's basically done all he can do at the AAA level, so why not move him up, especially with Capuano being injured. So I say give him the meal money and nice hotel rooms and let him pitch.
I'd like to just say on the air, I'd hope that he does not turn into Luis Martinez. Guy pitched amazingly in the minor leagues and then ended up not only pitching badly in the minor leagues, but also killing someone.
that would be a
Miguel
drag.
Machado as
Yeah,
well.
we don't
We've
want
had lots of
another convicted felon in the Milwaukee Brewers system. so.
yeah.
he's got to know also that he's going to be on the major league level for the whole year, or not even the whole year, but at least not bouncing back and forth, and maybe give him the confidence to know that, hey, you're up here, and if you want to stay up here, you gotta start pitching well.
I'd just like to maybe throw it out there for you guys to comment on too. I guess at AAA right now we do have a few veteran players who are ex-major leaguers, guys who had played before for the last even 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
At some points up and down through the minor.
So you want to see like a lead
Major
for
leagues,
another league?
if somebody like a Yost is just trying to ignite any kind of spark in this lineup, why not bring a guy up who's got a little major league experience, somebody that we're definitely not counting on for the future. He's not going to have any confidence issues, and if he does, who cares? I mean, really, what do we have to lose by bringing up somebody like a John Nunnally, throw him in the outfield mix, or Jeff Leafer?
Well, I think it's always true that you always want to try to win, but now at this point, there's a month left to go in the season. The Brewers are well out of first place, or I mean, well out of any type of.
Well, out of 5th place.
so I mean, at this
the
point,
Pirates were only what?
I mean, if we win 20 of our last 30 games, or if we win 10 of our last 30 games, if that, what's the real difference? I mean, at this point, I think you just got to get the guys experience. I mean, obviously you could have a drop off in attendance, but with the few home games that we have left, I think it's just all about the future now. I mean, we're going to have a youth movement, and I really think the first wave, like I said, next year, I think they're going to give Corey Hart a shot. That's my prediction, that they're going to let him maybe be a starter. Hendrickson will be up, And the only other guy I see getting significant playing time this next year might be Dave Krenzel.
And he's been hurt so much this year, it's hard to even say where
Yeah.
they're going to put him.
But I think that he's going to be the heir apparent to Pasednik, not that Scott Pasednik. That just sounds like a messed up statement at this point. but I mean, he had one great year with us, and right now he just doesn't seem like he's our future center fielder. So who knows? But there also could be a shift, and put someone to right and let Krenzel play center. So Pasednik's kind of out of place, I think, in center almost. He's got great speed, but he's a terrible on defense.
fielder.
He's just not a good outfielder. So.
Just to add on what Craig said, I mean, it all depends on where the Brewers are right now. I mean, obviously, we would have liked them to be good, and I think if we were doing a lot better, then Jeff Leifer and John Nunley could be some role players on our team. But just because, we are having this skid here, get the minor leaguers up there, get them some swings, get them some MLB.
I would even probably agree with you in theory, but look at Yost's track record. I don't think that he really cares so much about seeing these guys in the major league uniform right now. I think that he still wants to win, and this just seems to be his mentality, which I think in many ways is a good thing. But the way that he...
Well, one game would be nice.
One game would be great.
For starters.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he doesn't seem to be one to give up the ship, even if we're in last place. Like he said at the beginning, we go through good times and bad times. We don't even look at the standings going into the games. We just play each game to win. And I think that might say something for the way he's going to approach September as well.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree. And then another part of his question, just to make sure we answer it, he was talking about some Brewers going to the Arizona Fall League. For those viewers who might not be aware, what the Arizona Fall League is, it's kind of like an apprenticeship type thing. It's kind of the last step, like a graduation type thing for minor leaguers. It's held down in Arizona, obviously, in both October and November, where kind of a lot of the AAA prospects they could come from anywhere in the minors. But it's a place, kind of your last step is for the organization to see how do these guys fare against almost ready other major league competition. And also for guys that have been injured for a large part of the year in the minors, even if they're from AA or wherever, if they just need to get more playing time, they can also be sent to the Arizona Fall League. So it has those purposes, really. And so that and it really is a barometer to let the organization know what type of player they really have. And just to let people know, the people that the Brewers have already decided to send there this year are Ricky Weeks, who our #1 draft pick last year, second overall in the country, and has really kind of had a poor season at AA. Let's quick take a look at his numbers. He's hitting 260, and this is a guy who was the all-time batting average leader in all of college baseball.
Award in college.
So to hit 260 at AA is a little bit of a disappointment, to say the least. Not only that, but he was supposed to be blessed with tremendous speed.
And he's not showing it.
And right now he has less steals than Prince Fielder, which is kind of
Come on, man.
just, that's disturbing. Only nine stolen bases, so
Indeed.
and very little power. So, well, anyway, get on the rest of the guys. We're sending Dave Krenzel, Jeff Hausman, Manny Parr, Mitch Setter, and Jesse Harper. So those are the guys from the minor leagues that we're going to be sending. So we'll see how that goes. And I doubt any of those guys will be up to help us in September, but we'll have to look for next year. So anyone else from the minors at all you guys see coming up next year? Just to finish his question.
No.
I think the guy.
Jorge De La Rosa.
Yeah, you're right. The guy
He's
that we
high.
got
We're
as
high
part
on
of the
We're obviously,
Sexton deal.
I mean, he was probably, looking at the Richie Sexton trade, Lyle Overbay and I think Jorge De La Rosa were the two guys that we really wanted out of that deal. We knew that Spivey would be a free agent after this year. We knew that Counsell was an older veteran player who provided good leadership, but as far as actual major league talent is concerned, may not be at the top of the list, and especially compared to a guy like Overbay, especially when he's on. Chad Muller, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know where Scott Bartell is tonight. I think he's still in Japan. But speaking of which, we just have to throw that out there.
Doing some scouting in Nagoya for us.
Yeah, Scott gave Chad Muller an A on our first show, and
We'll never be
It was an
we
A
let him
minus. It was an
hear
A
about that
minus.
later. Either way.
But
I think De La Rosa's got a lot more pro potential than Hendrickson does at this point.
That's-
I think his
okay.
stuff is. I think his stuff is
Safe
much
to
more
say.
of major league quality.
Let's
than-
hope.
the Diamondbacks valued him enough from the Red Sox to
Yeah.
trade Kurt Schilling for him.
Exactly.
What about Manny Parra?
I don't think he'll be ready by next year. I think he'll come in what I'll call like wave 2. If we're going to say next year, because we really didn't have any prospects that came up and helped us this year. Next year I think will be like wave 1 with Hendrickson, Hart, De La Rosa, and then after, we're having a little bit of strobe in this segment for whatever reason. but Wave 2, the next year, I would foresee us having, these guys will be at AAA next year and then help us out the year after that. It's really going to be kind of the people that they've been waiting, all fans, hardcore fans have been waiting for, with Prince Fielder, Ricky Weeks, who hopefully comes through, and like Manny Parra.
Chris Sainz, the guy that they
Sainz
called up
possibly
this
too.
year.
Yeah, and a bunch of other people. So over the next 2 years, hopefully we finally get some talent here at the major league level, because this year we're seeing that we just don't have that.
We don't have major league talent at the major league level this year.
No, we don't. So here we're going to answer a few more viewer emails. We've got a whole hatful of them here. So, oh yeah, and by the way, keep those emails coming. Again, the address and we'll hopefully get to them on the next show. It's brewcrewreview@yahoo.com. And just send in your emails. We'll try to get to yours, and we'll have a prize for our winner next month too.
Actually, we're going to give away 2 pairs of tickets to the September 21st Cardinal game.
St. Louis Cardinals, beautiful
St. Louis
lineup.
Cardinals tickets.
Best team in the league. There it
Best
is.
team in the league.
Two
World
e-
Series this
2
year.
lucky winners. All
right, so get your question in so we can get you those tickets in time. Well, anyway, let's pick another one. These are kind of non-winners, but
Yeah, go ahead.
we'll answer a few more
Does
anyways.
that mean they're losers?
Oh,
In
yes.
some regards, yes.
They didn't win any tickets.
Anyone watching our show
right,
kind of might fall into that.
I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. Rodrigo Lopez of South Milwaukee writes in and asks, several weeks ago on the first Brew Crew review session, oh, by the way, he said we did a nice job too, gentlemen.
I appreciate that.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Props,
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
He said that we said that Doug Davis was the best left-handed pitcher that the Brewers have had in quite some time. Who would we rate as the worst Brewers left-handed pitchers?
The
we've
worst
had?
lefty-handed pitcher we've had in a while.
Interesting
I know.
question. Thank you, Rodrigo.
That's a good question. Run and rush. Let's move on.
That's it.
I could come up with a short little list for
97
Rodrigo.
opening day starter for the Milwaukee
Rafael
Brewers.
Roque.
Rafael
Rafael
Roque.
Roque.
I'd rather
Run
not
and Rush.
mention that again.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Brian.
And who was the best left-handed starter? I think Tony Fossis was.
The mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanic himself.
Did he ever start, actually? Or-
No, he was relief, but he probably started a
But
game
he was
or
a
two.
good lefty, that's for
1990, we were a very, very
You're
bad
going to give
team.
Tony Fossis the nod over Teddy Higuera?
Well,
Teddy
he
again.
he gave up the grand slam to Ruben Sierra. So
That's
I got to
right.
see Nolan Ryan's 300th win. It's a
That was a
beautiful
nice.
thing. Thank you, Tony Fossis,
Phones.
wherever you are. Thank you, Rodrigo, as well.
All right, that's great. I think we've.
That Glenn and Rush is definitely it's
Run and
wrapped up.
Rush is going to
All right, who wants to pick another email?
Oh, let's see here. We got George from the South Side. George, thanks for writing in here. He wants to know if you guys want to go back to the MB logo and what you think about that. I personally agree with him. I would much rather see, the ball glove MB we all grew up with. I think it's a great idea.
You never see somebody buying a new shirt from the fan zone or from the Brewers Clubhouse store and seeing oh man, that's an awesome new logo. But all of a sudden you see some guy with a powder blue shirt with the MB logo. You're like, man, that's really cool. Where'd
That
you
is
get
really
from?
cool. And
Yeah,
I mean,
the design really, who did come up with this?
It was
It
like
was
it
a
was
fifth
a-
grader,
It
wasn't
was
it?
a
It was
fifth
a
grade,
kid,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a contest to make the new logo, and it was like,
And when I was a kid, I never even figured out that the M and the B
yeah.
were right here.
It-
Later on, I was like, that is so much.
that's
If
just
you
because
were
you're probably
actually
of
the,
substandard intelligence.
If you were actually the 12-year-old who designed this logo and would like to write in or call us, we will give you free tickets to
Write in.
to an upcoming Cardinals game. And if you'd like to join us on the set, I think that they'd be more than welcome.
Okay,
That's good.
yeah.
That is
we're-
genius.
We're
It's
running out of
really
room on
is.
the set, but,
Can it-
Scotty
it's
can
an
sit in
outstanding
there on the
invitation?
next show, and we'll make room for the
We'll
viewer.
make room
We'll
for
have
the
a special
designer of the
segment.
old M&P.
You can sit in Scotty's seat if he's
Yeah.
out of the country. or
Why
something.
not?
I can say that I would just throw in that question that maybe you could at least integrate it part-time. Or why not have it as our Sunday jersey?
Yeah.
If nothing else, we can make it our Sunday jersey for next year and maybe bring it back if the fans do like it a lot, which I
Yeah.
think that they will. A couple years from now, it could be our full-time jersey.
People
again.
actually show up more for games. We have you have the old jerseys rather than the new ones, anyways.
Yeah, but that's what I think. If they take that away, then people. Well,
You think
and
it'll
the other
lose-
thing is that I
You think it'll lose the novelty right away?
Well, when you see this logo, what do you think of as a Brewer fan? Come on.
Man, that's a good time.
82,
right there.
87,
See, this is
92.
yeah. So maybe that's a problem. We haven't won since we got rid of this logo, have we?
No,
no.
Wait a second.
we haven't won.
When's the last time we had a winning season? Was it?
92.
Bring back the pinstripes,
92.
too.
We
Come
got rid of
on.
that after the '93 season when Yount retired.
92
So we've
was
never
last winning
won with
season.
anything but this.
We've never
actually.
won with anything but that. No.
So that might be a telltale sign. But I actually, and I think that they might not do it just because this kind of harkens back to the early '80s when the Brewers' glory days, I guess. And so I think that they want that logo attached to that era, and I think they just want to move on with what
Maybe
they've got.
if the public wants it, they could write letters to Ulyss Payne. He could
Oh,
bring it
wait.
back.
He was too busy screwing us over still.
Settle down, guys.
What?
I don't know. It would taint it for me to see Chris Magruder wearing that jersey. It would really.
It just
Yeah.
taints it to see Chris Magruder wearing a Brewer jersey, period. I mean,
does.
jeez. But anyways,
That was a
good question,
Good
George.
question.
Yeah, it does.
I am glad, though, to see Matt Kinney is wearing a Royals jersey now instead of a Brewers
And his
jersey.
ERA is over 7.
His ERA is definitely ballooned again.
Yeah,
Way to keep up the
Matt
good
Kinney,
work.
please leave campaign paid
It
off.
actually worked.
And we got him out
We
of town,
appreciate all the
so-
letters and
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, let's wrap up this segment, and again, keep those emails coming in, and you can win some tickets for the next show.
Perfect.
Bears.
And again, congratulations from Mike from South Milwaukee for your question. Your winning email question for this month.
Indeed.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. We're going to have a special Hall of Shame induction coming right up after the break.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me.
Okay, we're back here on the Brew Crew Review, and now we're going to get to our special segment. We're going to get to our Hall of Shame Brewer induction segment, and so far our first two inductees into the Brewer Hall of Shame were Jeffrey Hammonds and Jose Hernandez.
Both deserving
We have
members.
some arguments about those or whatever, but they're both pretty deserving. And so today we're going to go ahead and announce our new inductee. Today we've got one inductee, and that is good old Sean Berry,
Sean Berry.
Sean
who
Berry.
was signed by
Indeed.
Sal Bando as a free agent prior to the 1999 season. And he was expected, he's coming off a decent season with the Astros, I guess, and he was needed to play third base and some first base for us at the time. This is before we got Sexton or whatever. So, and we were expecting him to maybe have the potential to hit 20 homers, maybe driving 80 runs.
Yeah.
Hit 280 or no, actually, I think he hit over 300 the year in the year before in Houston. So we expected him to hit like 300 with 20 homers, 80 RBIs.
Yeah, a solid player, not a great season.
And the type of free agent that would sign with us, the guys with that type of number. So we were all happy. Everyone was pumped up about getting Sean Berry, supposedly. But Brian, what kind of numbers does this guy put up for us?
Well, in 300 at-bats with the Brewers, the man hit 3 home runs with an astounding 25 RBIs.
Ooh,
Way
Well
to go,
played.
Sean.
Sean Berry.
While playing average defense and hitting with for a low average. So kudos to you, Sean Berry. We got the guy expecting solid production. He's a first baseman in the major leagues. We kind of had a dart the power position for first base for several years before that. Once John Jaha left, we pretty much just lacking any kind of power at first base.
Also
Sean
led into
Berry.
the Kevin Barker era.
It did leave the Kevin Barker era. This is kind of This
Possible
was the-
contention for next week's Hall of Shame.
This is the Sal Bando area free agent signing where you sign one guy who's a little past his prime, sign him for more money than he deserved, and really hype him up to be a superstar. The Ben McDonald type signing, and then Sean Berry blew up in our face.
Thanks, Sal.
As an usher at County Stadium at the time, I actually won a lot of money betting against you, Sean Berry. So I guess I owe you something for supplementing my income. We don't support gambling here at the Brew Crew Review.
And I think there was a long period of time from Cooper all the way till we got Sexton where there was a huge void in the Milwaukee Brewers first baseman.
Yeah.
Franklin Stubbs?
First base,
kidding me?
Greg Brock.
Greg Brock?
First base at the major leagues is supposed to be a producing type player with
Yeah.
power. You want a guy, especially in this day and age, or for the past 10 years, you need a guy hitting almost 300, 30 homers and over 100 RBIs. And what have we had during that period up until we got Sexton?
Kevin Barker.
Kevin Barker.
Yeah, let's go through the suspects. I mean, it ended with Barry, I think, but obviously you had Greg Brock, Franklin Stubbs, Kevin Barker, Sean Berry. There were a few other
Dave
scrubs in
Nielsen
between.
once in a while.
We'd try whoever could just put a glove on or whatever.
I think I just threw up in my mouth.
I think Kevin Kozlowski played a game or two at the position.
Kevin Kozlowski, all right.
And this is an interesting thing off the SeanBerry.com. If you go there, it has his glorious career stats.
Great site.
There's some very strange pictures also, but anyway, you check it out for yourself. But anyway, on here it says, this was a red letter day in Brewer history. December 10th, 1998, actually was signed as a free agent, and June 21st, 2000, in the midst of his contract, he was released by the Brewers.
Thank you,
But
Sean.
this I found interesting. The most similar player in Major League Baseball history that a couple of guys they compared him to was Elston Howard.
No, that's not.
Russ Davis.
Elston Howard was much better.
Mike Blowers,
Mike Blowers.
Born in
and
Germany.
Ray Jablonski.
Oh,
So again,
Listen,
he's-
that's
you
a
call it?
disgrace to Elston Howard to be
That's
put
a-
on that same list.
that's a
Elston Howard was
disgrace.
actually on some winning teams, but
Yeah.
Sean Berry was.
I just wanted to point out that Sean Berry had 66 hits in his year and a half with us. I think we paid him somewhere around what, like $6 million. So I mean, he
Close to
earned those
he earned the
those
hits.
$6 million
Small
right
division
there.
will tell you he got quite a bit more money than he deserved for each hit.
But he did try his best, fellas. I mean, like, Scott Bartel's mom told me once when I failed, if you try your best, you know,
That's all you can
it's
ask.
all right. It's all you can ask for. It
know,
doesn't make you a loser.
no, it
He's a good
doesn't.
teacher.
There's always a second.
Is that a saying from Port Washington?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So again, next month we'll have another great inductee into the Brewer Hall of Shame. Someone who, basically, the requirements to get into the Hall of Shame, you have to single-handedly bring upon shame upon the organization. We've had so many people do that. So
You have to.
To the Brewers. You have to shame the Brewers.
Not the other
sing-
team.
Tough to do.
It's
You have
guys
to
who've had decent
single-handedly-
careers. Sean Berry's with the Astros. He played okay.
If you can
Even with the
single-handedly
Expos, he was fine.
destroy-
Brewers.
If you can destroy a season on your own, which Sean Berry practically did in 1999 by being a complete loser and
Can I add that there's a
Majority of
third
the-
baseman right now who is with the Milwaukee Brewers that perhaps is headed down the same road as Sean Berry?
who also can manage to have 400 at-bats and hit 2 home runs for a season.
Don't let your man crush interfere with your views, Brian.
Wes Helms, we will see you on the Hall of Shame in a couple years.
yeah, West Helms, unfortunately, if you still got an opportunity, you still have the Brewer uniform on. You can turn around
Yes, sir.
and stop the shame. But this
Come on,
year,
man.
But Wes,
Yeah.
you might want to treasure this time you still got in a Major League uniform because, well,
The days are ticking.
It's a baseball, son. Pick it up.
it's definitely the sunset of your glorious career.
another little thing while we're on a topic of people, once they become brewers, their careers start to circle the drain on the toilet. But besides that, for the most part, what about these brewers who were of average players? They leave the Milwaukee Brewers, and what happens to them?
Mark Loretta get 200
let's
hits.
name off some guys who have left the Brewers and have found their niche, so to speak, with other teams.
Oh, we
Run down the roster.
we did trade Gary Sheffield. He turned into an absolute maniac.
He
That really
didn't
wasn't
want
our
to
fault.
stay here.
That wasn't
Can
our fault.
I-
He wanted to leave.
That's not.
Can I throw out who we got back in that trade though? Ricky Bonas,
Ricky Bonus.
Yes.
Matt Miesky, Jose Valentin, who we turned around and traded
That's
for
very
Jamie
true.
Navarro again, and John Snyder.
And John Steiner.
That's great.
We'll see you on the Hall of Shame pretty soon, John.
Be exciting. But no, in that line of Dante Bichette for
Yeah,
Kevin
trade for
Reimer,
Kevin Reimer.
Yeah.
Fernando
We traded-
Vina was pretty good when he went to St. Louis.
Fernando Vina,
We traded,
for
we traded Greg Vaughn before 50
Juan
home run season
Acevedo.
for Mark Newfield, Bryce
Ron-
Flory.
Ron Vallone.
Ron
Vallone.
Vallone, yeah, that was
Vallone.
the three.
But just this year alone, you've got Mark Loretta hitting close to 350. He was
He's gonna have
an average
200
player
hits
with us.
probably.
In
this
fact,
season.
he was always our utility guy. We never even let him start.
He'll get 50 doubles.
Then
I
you've
think
got
that was a
the,
mistake getting rid of him.
immortal Ron Belliard leading the majors.
That
in-
wasn't.
in
That was not a
doubles.
mistake getting rid of him.
And he's an all-star now, leading the league in doubles.
Not that I disagree
He's
with.
passed by Overbay, by the
Yeah.
way, who we predicted to have over 70 doubles on
Well, I didn't predict 70
the
doubles.
crystal ball. But
Not that I disagree with us letting him go, but Royce Clayton's having another great year.
Yes, he
Not
is.
another. His
Solid
first
defensive,
great
yeah.
year.
so there's just something about once you get that monkey off your back, which is called the Brewer uniform, somehow your career comes back into form. So unfortunately,
But sometimes it works the other ways too, though. I mean, look at Jeff Cirillo,
that's
Fernando Vina.
Kevin
Yeah.
Seitzer.
I guess there is that one thing that you do gain when you leave the Brewers roster. I think that is hope. Maybe that really has a,
Oh,
you know,
that's,
There's some-
next year we've still got some hope.
But even though right now there's a
It's all coming
cloud of negativity,
all under one roof.
coming
that's the way we
together
play.
here.
Come see us brewing.
Next year our slogan's going to be,
Here we go
Giant
again.
garden.
Here we go again. That's
Don't
it.
lift up the toilet. We're still here.
We serve alcoholic beverages.
We are really a team.
We not only brew alcoholic beverages, but they're available for sale for quite a bit of money.
Exorbitant prices.
But all right. So anyway, let's move on from this segment. Next month, tune in. We'll have at least one more inductee into the Brewer Hall of Shame.
I think we might have 25. We might have to induct the entire roster right
Maybe
now.
people
We
want
could
to email
induct
us too
the-
with their inductees, so they can email us too.
Any other
What about your
suggestions?
man crush? You're going to put him in the wall of
I
shame
don't know.
also?
Russ Brannion's got a special
Brannien.
place in all of our hearts at this point.
No, not all of
That's
our hearts.
just
but your
yours,
heart.
Sal.
Can Scott Bartel, is he eligible for the...
Scott Bartel's number has actually been retired. His extension number here with the Brewers. 5609 is a retired number.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. Now let's get to kind of a fun segment. Coming up, we'll have the Brewer Trivia Challenge and our last
The reigning champion.
champion Brian here. Let's see. You think you guys are up for the challenge? Think you can take them down this time?
Yeah, I wasn't here
A couple
last
of new
week,
contestants.
so
Vinny didn't get a shot. Nick didn't get a shot. So everyone will take
Or
their
tell me
shots
I'm
here.
nervous.
You went
Sit next
down.
to him,
Yeah,
so-
he's got an order
Get their,
about it.
it was the order.
Chad's back for redemption. So let's take a little break. We'll come back with the Brewer Trivia Challenge.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me.
Welcome back to the Brewer Career Review. Up next, we've got the Brewer Trivia Challenge. We've got 4 contestants here. Again, we've got Chad, Vince, Brian, who's our returning champion, and Mr. Belliard, Nick. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a couple of rounds of this. First of all, the first round is 1-point round, and then we've got a 2-point round, and your final round where you can wager how much you want to put in for each of the answers. So anyway, let's jump right in with our first trivia. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Hey, hand down.
All right, and again, the way that works, you have to keep your back to the back of the chair until I've finished revealing all 4 choices too. And if you think you want to guess on one, go ahead and hit your bobblehead. The first one who chimes in gets the choice. If you get it wrong, then you get negative points. So keep that in mind. If you don't know it, just don't randomly
But
guess.
you can't hit the bobblehead until all 4
All
choices.
4 choices have to be said.
Yeah,
Yes.
until
Fair
so
enough.
once I've said D, then you can go for it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The Milwaukee Brewers franchise was born into what city? A, Atlanta, B, Boston, C, Janesville, or D, Seattle?
It was me.
Who cheated?
I think Nick cheated.
I
All right.
cheated?
I actually think Chad was first.
Okay.
From my, we'll have to have a
Did you say
replay on
Janesville
that.
was an
But
option?
yes, it was.
Seattle.
Seattle is correct. So that's 1 point for Chad, and he's
Negative
on the board
for
here.
Zeno for cheating, right?
I didn't cheat.
That's all right. Okay. Who was the youngest player in Brewers history? Was it A, Darryl Porter, B, Ed Romero, C, Gary Sheffield, or D, Robin Yount? Bryant?
Robin Yount.
I think you're right. I might have checked the tape. You might have jumped the gun on that one a little bit.
I did not jump
You
the gun.
jumped from
I said
jumping
D,
gun.
and I saw you moving, but I think we'll give you that point.
This is on
Okay.
tape.
Plus,
Good check.
plus 1 for Brian.
Let's go to the slow-mo replay if you'd
If
like.
the slow-mo replay shows... All right, here we go. Next question. What manager managed the Brewers for at least 7 consecutive seasons? Was it A, Phil Garner, B, Harvey Keene, C, Buck Rogers, or D, Tom Trebelhorn? Nick.
Phil Gardner.
Bill Garner is the correct answer.
Oh, illustrious.
Nick is on the board with 1. So, quick recap. We got Chad with a point. Vince still not on the board. Brian 1, Nick 1. So we got a heated battle here. Let's move right along. Who was the first Brewers manager? Was it A, George Bamberger, B, Dave Bristol, C, Del Crandall, or D, Alex Grammis? Vince.
Dave Bristol.
Dave Bristol is a correct answer. That was a good one. All right, so everyone's tied up at 1 here. We got a good battle going on. All right, next question. Again, for 1 point. What year was the season opener delayed due to a 13-inch snowstorm at County Stadium? Was it A, 1972, B, 1973, C, 74, or D, 75? Any clue, you guys? All right, 5, 4, 3. Vince's going to take a shot at it.
1974.
And that is incorrect, so you're back down to 0. Anyone else want to take a? Nick's going to
75.
And that is also correct. Oh, we're running out
wrong.
of choices here. Okay, so we've got Nick and Vince back down to 0. Brian, you want to chime in?
1973.
And you were correct. Damn it. I'm going to give you the 1 point for that because your other one was disqualified.
Oh, my.
So you're up to 1. So we got Chad 1, Brian 1. You guys back to 0. All right, moving along. Who was the Brewers' first 20-game winning pitcher? Was it A, Jim Colburn, B, Skip Lockwood, C, Jim Slayton, or D, Larry Sorensen?
Oh.
Vince, you're going to take a shot at that?
Could you repeat the answer?
Oh, okay. A, Jim Colburn, B, Skip Lockwood, C, Jim Slayton, or D, Larry Sorensen?
Jim Colburn.
Jim Colburn is correct. Vinny's up to 1 point.
Correctly.
All right, here we go. Moving along. Prior to 2004, who was the last Brewer pitcher to pitch in an all-star game? Was it A, Ricky Bonas, B, Teddy Higuera, C, Ben Sheets, or D, Bob Wickman? Nick.
It was Bob Wickman.
That is incorrect. -1 for Nick.
Oh, wow.
What are the choices again?
Ricky Bonas, Teddy Higuera, Ben Sheets, or Bob Wickman? Brian.
Teddy Higuera.
That is also incorrect.
Chad got it.
Chad.
Ricky Bones.
That's also incorrect.
Oh, Jesus.
Actually, okay, I guess Vince.
Ben Sheets.
Ben Sheets is correct.
remember
Who
him pitching.
pitched in the 2001 All-Star Game? Bob Wickman pitched in 2000. Higuera, 86.
he
And
did.
Bonus pitched in 94. Well, actually, he was selected but didn't
Didn't
pitch.
pitch, yeah.
Bonus didn't pitch, but all right. So
He's the only guy who didn't
let's
play
see,
on
we
the
got a
roster.
mess here. We've got Chad at 0, I think. Vince at 2. Brian 0. Nick
Brian at
-1.
1.
Brian at 0. Okay, here we go. Next
screwed.
question. Who holds the Brewer record for strikeouts in a season? Is it A, Cal Eldred, B, Ted Higuera, C, Hideo Nomo, or D, Ben Sheets? Brian.
Teddy Higuera.
That is correct. You can't count this year. 2004 because it's not over yet.
He's
but
not going to break it anyways.
what is
It's
this?
240 on the dot. isn't it?
Yep, 240.
240 and 87. So they're here in my notes. All right, here we go. Next question. When did Gorman Thomas hit a club record 45 home runs, which was eventually tied twice by Sexton? But when did he originally set that record? Was it A, 79, B, 1980, C, 81, or D, 82? Brian.
79.
79 is correct. Back up to 2, so we've got a tie.
Legally with
Brian with
Red
2, Vince with 2, Chad 0, Nick with -1. All right, some more one-pointers.
You got to get out of the hole here.
Bartel's doing better than you, for
Being in
Christ's
the hole is
sake.
not a bad
Bartel's
place.
better from
All right,
Nagoya, dude.
what year did Warren Spahn win the Cy Young Award? Was it A, 56, B, 57, C, 58, or D, 1960? Brian.
1960.
That is incorrect. Else want to take a shot? Warren Spahn,
That's
Cy
your
Young,
stab.
Milwaukee Braves.
You've got to get out of the hole, man.
All right.
All right, Nick's going to take a shot at this.
Just guess a letter.
Let's go with 1958.
Oh,
-2. All right, Vince?
57.
57 is correct. The year the Braves, of course, won the
Championship.
only Major League Baseball championship for the Milwaukee is 57. That was the
Screw
same
them.
year
I
Warren
don't
Spahn
count
won
it.
the Cy Young.
This guy's riding my coat.
His record that year, 21-11 with a 2.69 ERA. Not bad.
oh.
All right,
not
that's a
bad.
lot of decisions. Probably a 4 days rest or
A lot
something.
better left-handed than Rafael Roque.
Spahn
Quick
saying
recap.
like
Chad with
Johnny
0,
Bosses.
Vince with 3, Brian with 1, and Nick with -2.
I have 2.
All right, moving along. Here's a fun one. On a recent television interview, Ben Sheets said if he had his own TV show, he'd call it A, Fishing with Uncle Ben, B, A Few Sheets to the Wind, C, I, Ben, or D, Ben Sheets Uncovered. Chad,
I, Ben?
that is correct. I, Ben. Chad, personally, I like Ben Sheets
Craig, I'm going to
Uncovered.
pull a Tony La Russa here, and I'm going to play the rest of this contest in protest.
All right,
Brian,
we duly
please.
noted.
All right, just
I'll
let
make
you
a
know.
note of that.
Take
Right.
responsibility for your boner. Are you good?
Okay, here we go. Moving along. Who was the last Brewer to win the Gold Glove Award? Was it A, Robin Yount, B, Paul Molitor, C, Jeff Cirillo, or D, Gorman Thomas?
Oh,
Brian.
Robin Yount.
Robin Yount is
I was
correct.
going to say, yeah, he did it.
All right, Brian, back up to 2. All right, here we go. Chad 1, Vince 3,
Up to
Brian
3.
2, Nick -2. Still hope, though, Nick. We've got a 2-point round coming up. All right, still on the one-pointers. What Brewer has had the most at-bats and the highest batting average in a single season? Was it A, Robin Yount, B, Paul Molitor, C, Jim Gantner, or D, Cecil Cooper? Brian.
That's Paul Molitor.
Paul Molitor is correct. 666 at-bats, hitting .357 I mean,
353.
353, I'm sorry.
87.
And 87, yep. So 3 for Brian, he's now tied for the lead with Vince with 1, Chad, with 3, 3, 3, 1, negative 2 for Nick.
I feel like Burt Reynolds on Saturday Night Live here. I don't know why. Yeah. During Jeopardy.
Okay,
What is red?
Turn Ferguson.
What brewer holds the record for most triples in a single season? Is it A, John Jaha, B, Rob Deere, C, Pat Listash, or D, Paul Molitor? Brian.
It's Paul Molitor.
Paul Molitor is also is correct. So you're up to 4. All right, next question, moving along. What Brewer pitcher has lost the most what Brewer pitcher in history ever lost the most consecutive games? Was it Bob Wickman, C?
There's got to be a B man before a C.
Wait a second.
What are you doing?
Oh, wait.
Alex Trebek, you are not.
All right. Was it A, Bob Wickman, B, Bill Wegman, C, Chris Bosio, or D, Skip Lockwood? Chad.
Bill Wegman?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Back down to
it's
0
all
for
right,
Chad.
man.
All right. Anyone? Going once, going twice. It was Chris Bosio who lost 11 consecutive games. All right.
That's only because you took Glenn and Rush out of the rotation.
That's right. He would have challenged that. And I'm sure some guys got some streaks going on as we speak.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Hendrickson.
who has played the most games for the Brewers? 2,858 total games. Is it A, Jeff Cirillo, B, Paul Molitor, C, Robin Yount, or D, Jim Gannon?
That was me.
Let's check the tape on that one.
I think it was me.
Brian, you're the winner. All right.
Robin Yount.
Robin Yount. All right. Brian up to 5, Vince 3, Chad 0, Nick negative 2. All right.
That's 6.
This is a crock.
Can you play the game with a practice?
Brian, I think your chair is a little closer when I was back up a couple inches.
I've got shorter arms.
You know what they
Check the
say
tape.
about short arms.
All right, that is actually the end of the 1-point round. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back with
sir.
the 2-point round. Everyone still has a chance to get back in. We'll have some 2-pointers coming up, so stay tuned.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me.
Welcome back to the Brewer Trivia Challenge, and here we go with our lightning round of 2-pointers. Again, if you get the question wrong, you'll get Doc negative 2 points, so make sure you know it. All right, here we
Craig,
go.
if I have 0, am I eligible for the final round?
No.
Can I bet 0?
You can bet 0. You're not going to go too far, but
Nick, I'm
yeah,
afraid
you'll
you're
still
going
be
to be.
eligible.
Nick could be a spectator from out and back.
No, we've still got plenty of time to catch up, guys. All right, here we go. What year was the glove logo unveiled? Was it A, 1976, B, 1977, C, 1978, or D, 1979?
Good question.
I'm just thinking of all the Robin Yount cards in my head.
All right, going once, going twice. It was 1978.
78.
Chad, you're late on that one, but we won't give you a negative.
Doc,
You're
I'm
still
credit,
you're
right?
sitting at 0. All right, here we go. Next one. These are a little bit tougher, guys.
No care.
What brewer holds a record for the most times hit by a pitch in their career? Most times hit by a pitch. Is it A, Jeff Cirillo, B, Paul Molitor, C, Gorman Thomas, or D, Cecil Cooper? Brian.
I'll say Paul Molitor.
And that is incorrect. You're down to 3.
Protest that.
I'm down to 4. Check the tape.
All right,
Can we get
going
the other
once,
3
going
here?
You can guess.
The answer was actually Jeff Cirillo.
What?
What?
Oh.
Cirillo.
All right, let's move on. What was the first team to have the dubious honor of being the first team to lose to the Brewers in their inaugural season of 1970? Was it A, the Atlanta Braves, B, California Angels, C, Chicago White Sox, or D, Detroit Tigers? Nick.
California Angels.
Oh, that's incorrect.
I'm having a bad day.
White Sox.
The White Sox is correct for Vince. He's up to 5. 5 for Vince, 3 for Brian, 0 Chad, and
Don't even say mine. Let's
Mix it
move on.
What?
In red numbers,
All right, moving on. Next question. What pitcher has the most career complete games? Is it A, Mike Caldwell, B, Jim Colburn, C, Larry Sorensen, or D, Jim Slayton?
Let's say D.
And that's incorrect. Brian's down to 1. Vince.
Mike Caldwell.
Mike Caldwell is correct.
Jeez.
It's up to 7. All right. What year did the Brewers lose 14 straight games? You know, hopefully not
Before this year?
2004. Falling into the basement from first place. Well, that's not. We were never in first this year, were we?
No.
Well, anyway, all right. This was a previous year,
At the
obviously.
end, we won our first game.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Well, besides this year, what year did the Brewers lose 14 games? A, 93, B, 1994, C, 1995, or D, 1996?
I actually blacked that out in my memory.
Going once, going twice. As the 10-year anniversary, it was 1994.
That's right.
So no one gets negative on that one. All right, so these are a little bit tougher.
Only that year
What
happened was in the World
non-opening
Series.
day holds the record? Again, this is prior to 2004, of course. Actually, no. This is just a question. So, what non-opening day holds the record for highest regular season crowd at County Stadium? Was it A, July 3rd, 1982 versus the Red Sox? B, July 4th, 1983 versus the Rangers? C, July 5th, 1984 versus the Yankees? Or D, July 6th, 1985 versus the White Sox? A and 80. Actually, all these were between July 3rd and 6th. It must be a good time to go to a Brewer game. Okay, 82 against Boston. That's A. B, 83 against the Rangers. C, 84 against the Yankees. Or D, 85 against the White Sox. Anyone want to take a shot at that?
Oh, there it
Official
is.
buzzer there? Okay, Chad, you're going to...
Oh.
The Yankee game.
That's incorrect. Nick,
I'm going to go with the White Sox. They're a big rival back in the day.
that's incorrect.
Oh,
It was A or B left, right?
yep.
Yeah, A,
I got it.
okay.
It was B.
Against Texas, that's incorrect.
Jesus, no. Vince gets another free 2.
And what's the remaining answer, please?
I cannot repeat
What's in
that.
that pipe? You don't know?
And actually, you don't get an opportunity at this question since you lit up that fight. But anyway, but we'll move along. So, but anyway, we got Vince at 7, he's dumbfounded.
I'm at
Chad
negative.
You want to
-2,
protest this,
Brian
Vince, as
-1,
well.
and Nick -6. So in order to have the final round, we need to get
It's the
some
Ranger
answers
game?
positive.
Is the correct
Can we
answer?
just edit
It was
this?
the final answer
was
was
the Red
July
Sox game.
3rd,
Red Sox.
I thought it was the Rangers
1982
game.
against the
It's the
Red
Red Sox,
Sox,
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
when we were actually
Fair
a
enough.
good club.
So, do it. Point.
You don't
All right,
get
moving
points.
along. This player won the team's MVP award and the Cy Young award in the same year. A, Moose Haas, B, Mike Caldwell, C, Raleigh Fingers, or D, Pete Vukovic. Nick.
It was, it was Raleigh Fingers, guys.
That's right. All right.
I was gonna-
Nick up to
fly for it.
-4. All right.
Thanks, man.
Next question. Way to get back in it. Who was the last Brewer to be the top vote getter for the All-Star game? Was it A, Paul Molitor, B, Robin Yount, C, Cecil Cooper, or D, Ben Ogilvy? Chad.
Robin Young.
That is correct. Chad back up to 0. All right. And let's move on. Which of the following Brewers did not play in the 1982 All-Star game? These choices are going to sound very similar. Paul Molitor, B, Robin Yount, C, Cecil Cooper, or D, Ben Ogilvy? Brian.
Paul Molitor.
That's actually correct. Paul Molitor did not play in the 82 All-Star game. So Brian's up to 1 point in the
I want
positive.
to see the tape on it.
All right, we still have plenty
I
of
definitely
2-point
beat you on
questions
that.
left, so you guys have plenty of time to rebound here. Who on this list of players has not ever started in an All-Star game? A, Paul Molitor, B, Cecil Cooper, C, Ben Ogilvy, or D, Jim Gantner? Chad.
Gantner.
Gantner is correct.
No kidding, these all
Chad's got
sucks.
2, Brian 1, Vince 7, and Nick still in the negative. All right, here we
No
go.
love for Gumby.
Where,
I've got
where
2
was
point questions
former
now.
Brewer pitcher Bob Wickman born? A, Green Bay, B, Madison, C, Milwaukee, or D, Racine?
That's
Nick.
wrong.
That's actually not
That's
correct.
wrong. It's
That's
Adams, Wisconsin. That's wrong.
correct.
Right, it's Green Bay suburb.
No, that's wrong. That's completely wrong. That's
Not the
bullshit.
right city.
That's wrong.
We'll edit that.
It is Adams, Wisconsin.
It is
Yes,
Adams,
we all know
Wisconsin.
that. But what is the suburb, Adams? Thank you. It's
Nick,
Green
Nick's
Bay.
going to get the 2 points.
Thank you.
-2. It's
It's a suburb
I
of
didn't
Green
make up
Bay.
these
I've been
questions.
Adams. It's beautiful.
suburb of Green Bay. We're going to
Take that, Adams,
There's a lot of
Wisconsin.
rest stops in Adams.
There's one good thing about the entire city, and we just took it away from him. Way to go, Craig. Moving on.
I didn't
We
take
took
it.
away Bob Wickman and his half a finger right out of Adams.
They even-
Very new sack.
No, he's not.
it's a good
You're
thought. but
thinking,
he's-
yeah, you're thinking of someone different.
Yeah, they put up a big billboard to him, Adams.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the first Brewer to start in an All-Star game? Was it A, Hank Aaron, B, Tommy Harper, C, Cecil Cooper, or D, Don Money? Chad.
Hank Aaron.
It's incorrect.
All right, let's
Back
answer
up.
some emails. Let's do it.
Chad's picked
Pull 'em
down
out.
to 0.
What were the other?
Anyone else
what were
want
the
to take a
choices?
chance? The other choices were Tommy Harper, Cecil Cooper, or Don Money. Going once,
Those are awful
going twice.
choices.
It was Don Money, actually.
Really?
In 1978, he was a second baseman. He started the All-Star game.
How is that possible?
Lloyd Snapper shout out there.
Okay, what year did George Bamberger win the Manager of the Year award? 1978, 1979, 1985, or 1986? Vince.
1978.
That's right. Vince with 9 points. All right, move along. Again, a quick recap. Vince, 9, Chad, 0, Brian,
Brian,
1,
2.
Nick, negative 2. So everyone's still close to getting into positive here, so let's get that done. In 1999, the Brewers opened the season in St. Louis when they beat the Cardinals 10-8.
I was there.
Who was the opening day starting pitcher for Milwaukee? A, Scott Carl, B, Steve Woodard, C, Hideo Nomo, or D, Rafael Roque?
1998
1999.
99 was.
in St. Louis.
Open the season in St. Louis when they beat the Cardinals 10-8. One once,
In the head.
one twice. Brian.
Rafael Roque.
That's right. Rafael Roque is the correct answer. So
Scott
3
Carl
for
was
Brian.
98.
They don't know
Scott Carl.
And he didn't get the win, though.
No.
David Weathers picked up the win in relief. Well,
Steve
anyway.
Woodard was 2000.
2000, yeah. Scott
All
Carl
right, which
98.
city did the Brewers never call their spring training home? A, Maryville, B, Tucson, C, Tempe, or D, Chandler? Brian,
Tempe.
incorrect. Chad.
The one that's not Maryville. The one
Maryville,
that's not
Tucson, Tempe, or Chandler?
Tucson.
Tucson is correct.
That was one or the other. I'd take a
Okay,
shot.
Chad with 2, Vince 9, Brian still in the positive 1, Nick negative 2. We need
have
one more
2.
right answer to get into that final round. Or
Keep
well,
the questions coming.
All right, here we go. Who has the highest career batting average in Brewers history?
How many minimum at bats?
Yeah, what's the minimum of bats?
Doesn't say that here. I'm going to go with
Scotty Fletcher.
1,000.
1,000?
1,000.
Wow.
All
That's
right.
a lot of at bats.
Jeff Cirillo, B, Cecil Cooper, C, Paul Molitor, or D, Darrell Hamilton? Nick.
Paul Molitor.
Oh, it's incorrect. Wait a second. Who was next? Vince?
Jeff Cirillo.
Jeff Cirillo's correct.
Yeah, I knew that. I was
All right,
first.
Vince.
Earned it all.
Vince
I was
with,
screwed.
11.
Again.
All right.
I'm in trouble
Conspiracy
here, guys.
against me here.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Is that all she wrote?
That was supposedly the last 2-point question, but maybe we better.
It's the curse of Ron Belliard here. I just I'm
Better
not
not.
feeling this.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and unfortunately, Nick did not, or Billy did not qualify for the
I'm still gonna sit here though,
-4.
guys.
Everyone else still does qualify. So we've got Chad.
Yeah, Vince won already.
Come
We
on.
can't
You gotta
let's
leave,
catch
Nick.
up.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me.
All right, we're here to wrap up the Brewers Trivia Challenge for today. Just as a recap, Vince has a commanding 11-point lead here. He's up, or not 11-point lead, but he's got 11 points, followed by Chad with 2, Brian with 1, and Nick's out of the competition by the disgrace of Ron Belliard. But let's go ahead and go on to that final question. And after I go ahead with you've already given me how much you're wagering. After I read the question, you can write down the letter of what you think is the correct answer, and then we'll go ahead and reveal that. All right, are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Final question is, who was the last American League Brewers pitcher to score during an American League game? Was it A, Tom Filer, B, Skip Lockwood, C, Juan Nieves, or D, Jim Slayton? I'll go ahead and repeat that. Who was the last American League Brewers pitcher to score during an American League game? Is it A, Tom Filer, B, Skip Lockwood, C, Juan Nieves, or D, Jim Slayton? Go ahead and write down what letter you think it'll be, and we'll review our answers. That's a tough one. While we're waiting, we should share some stories about Ron Belliard.
The Ron Belliard story. A certain coworker of ours. This explains the Ron Belliard experience with the Milwaukee Brewers. The 40 pounds he gained after trading Ron Belliard.
Which coworker?
This coworker who shall remain nameless.
We'll call him George.
Initials were TC.
Had seen a Ron Belliard at a
Or George
gentleman's
Fiber.
Had seen a Ron Belliard at a gentleman's club at 2 a.m. with a double-decker pizza the night before a day game in Minnesota. So that
Well, just take a look at him. I mean, he's not the fittest man.
he's a portly
How many
man.
doubles do you have this season, Brian?
This
That's
season.
what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
He's lost some weight now.
Okay. All right, are you guys ready? Let's go around. Let's go around again. Repeat the question for the audience. Who was the last American League Brewers pitcher to score during an American League game? A, Tom Filer, B, Skip Lockwood, C, Juan Nieves, or D, Jim Slayton? Chad, go ahead.
I'm so confident in this answer, I bet Brian's life on it.
That's pretty confident.
C, Juan Nieves.
And that is incorrect.
Same day.
Back down to 0 for Chad, who bet both his points,
I bet
unfortunately.
Uh,
All right, and here we go. Vince, what's your answer?
Tom Filer.
Tom Filer is correct, and you, let's see how much you bet. Wow, you took a risk and bet it all, so you're going to finish with 22 points.
It's a record.
Let's see if Brian, with
I
your
said
one.
Skip Lockwood. And I bet none. Actually, I bet one, so I'm back down to 1 point, actually, because I was screwed out of a point earlier in this game.
All right, Brian will finish with 1. Okay.
Lots of hostility.
And
Justin,
Lots of
Nick, what would you have guessed?
I would have guessed Tom Filer, obviously.
All right, Nick, back
It's
up.
about time I got one.
And you bet -4, so that gives you
Negative
Negative
eight.
-8.
Hey.
All right. So again, our champion, Vince Travato, 22 points. That's a new Brewer Trivia Challenge
go,
record.
Vince.
That's going to be tough to
Appreciate it.
eclipse.
Thank you for
Brian
being a
with
good
1,
sport,
Chad
Nick.
with 0,
What?
and Nick in the negative. So.
I don't think I'm a good sport.
All right, let's
Give back
wrap
my
up our show for
sunglasses.
today, and stay tuned. In a couple more weeks, we'll have another show for you. And keep those emails coming, again, with a chance to win a few more Brewer tickets for later in the year
2 pairs.
for the September 21st game against the St. Louis Cardinals. So
I
if
actually
you,
have some front row tickets for that game, too.
Really?
I won't say what level, but yeah, front row.
front row, all right, front
Yeah.
row tickets.
And we
Keep
can
the
get you in
emails
an
coming.
aisle if you have someone
Keep
to
them
move.
coming, yeah.
Chance to meet us and also Jimmy.
Front row aisle tickets. And again, also, if you're...
Well,
We,
they'll be
When-
on the aisle if you ask the guy in the aisle to move. But we'll talk to people.
as an extra prize, I'd actually like to guarantee a meeting with the gentleman who sold the first ticket ever at Milwaukee's County Stadium.
Still alive,
Still
doing
alive,
well.
still working in the ticket office. His name is Jimmy.
Dodging rubber
And
bands.
we will have you get a chance to meet Jimmy. He's a historical icon here in Milwaukee.
All right, so it's a whole package. If you could go ahead and send in the
That's a
emails
full day.
to brewcrewreview@yahoo.com. Go ahead and send in your emails, and basically an intelligent question, or not intelligent, if you prefer, basically regarding the Brewers. We'll answer your question on air, and if you're the winning, not only will you have this exclusive package, but we'll also send you a copy of that show.
Well,
So
in the second place winner will be able to meet us, drink a beer with us, but they will have to buy the beer.
yeah, that's not provided. So all right, well,
quite
stay
the
tuned
bargain.
for the next episode. Again, thanks everyone for being with us. Thanks Chad, Vince, Brian, Nick. Hope to see you guys again in a few weeks. And stay tuned and go Crew. And again, join us for another edition of the Brew Crew Review.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I peace and triumph, and all you get is pain. When I needed